Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Today is Thursday, June 24th, 2021, and we're going to be taking another look at Blackberry stock. So before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just for entertainment and educational purposes only. But taking a look at today's chart, Blackberry did have a bit of a down day where we could see that it started off pretty strong in the 13 area, over $13, and then just kind of gradually went down for most of the day. But it's kind of not surprising. It's kind of what we expected because, of course, today was the big day where BlackBerry released their earnings. So, of course, there aren't going to be, there's probably not going to be a ton of buying until before the news. People want to find out how the earnings look before deciding what to do, whether to buy or sell. So nothing really too surprising in today's price action. And again, we're still kind of in that channel between 1250 and 1350, although now we're kind of getting towards the bottom end of it, whereas the past few days we've been more towards the top end of it. But we're still on that channel, still trying to break above the 1350 so we could get back into that 1350 to $17 channel. And as we could see, though, over, let's see, here's the 1 month. So you could see, like, we never have really, once we made that big rise in the beginning of June, we've always kind of stayed within this channel or gone higher. So that's a positive sign. As long as we could hold up above 1250, we should be in pretty good shape. And again, given what I just said, how earnings just came out today, it's not surprising that there wouldn't be any dramatic moves. But let's look at the big question, of course, which is earnings. So it was a good day. BlackBerry, they met expectations, basically. So, we didn't have like a blowout great news in terms of beating expectations, and then we didn't, of course, have a real disappointment. We basically met what analysts were predicting. So we did have a 5-cent adjusted loss for the quarter, but as we said yesterday, that's what they were expecting to have. So no real surprises there. And revenue did fall 16% to 174 million. But again, that's basically in line with what the analysts were expecting. So overall, it was a good day, and in the sense that we didn't have any terrible news, because that's really the thing with BlackBerry now. We are in a good place in terms of their business turnaround, and as we discussed yesterday, they are selling some of their intellectual property and whatnot, so that's going to raise, they're expecting up to $1 billion, and unlike Express or AMC, BlackBerry hasn't been issuing more shares, so that should bode well. So there are all these factors that make BlackBerry, a solid. It's in a solid position to really gain some momentum, but we'll see if it does. But overall, I think it was a good day in the sense that anything that wasn't really bad news for BlackBerry at this point is good news in the sense that we don't want. It's just going to be harder for the media and the naysayers to be down on BlackBerry. If BlackBerry had some abysmal news come out, if their revenue just tanked, if they didn't have these sales in the works for IP and for these partnerships with Amazon and with the Chinese automakers that we've discussed, well, it would be so much easier for the naysayers to spread FUD around and say BlackBerry is a dead cat or whatnot, and they would have an argument. But we're seeing consistently that BlackBerry is not in that position, that they are at least meeting expectations, that their turnaround is happening, and that they are making these new partnerships. So I think this is just kind of a slow and steady wins the race kind of situation where, yeah, the fact that we didn't have a violent move, you know, I think that's a good thing. You know, we're just consolidating now in this range. The news is coming out that's at least neutral but more positive than anything. And I think we could just kind of keep going along this path and hopefully inch higher and break back into that $13.50 to $17 range. But let me know what you think. Always like to hear what you are doing with your shares, if you're holding, selling, buying more. So leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one.